Hello, I'm Brennan Way. You're listening to The Booth. The premise of the show is simple. A few guests and myself are recording this in a small, cramped, unair-conditioned room. The longer they're here, the more they'll suffer, so fortunately I'm willing to give them the chance to leave, but only after they complete a series of questions and quiz-type games. Let's meet the victims. This week I've won for every year you spent at uni, but only if you didn't drop out or have to retake. First up, she's such a huge Harry Potter fan, she's been to the studio tour twice. Let's hope it was wonderful. It's Millie Cross.
Oh, hello.
This next man rates every cuppa he brews. That suits me to a T. It's Connor Powell.
Yeah, boy.
This final guest once wrote a poem in which I was a monkey. I'll try not to go ape. It's India Roberts.
Hey.
How are you all?
Hey.
Banging. Not too bad. Got a cold, so I'm just infecting everyone in the room.
That's the gift you
Adding
keeps on
to
giving.
the
We don't have access to medicine, so we'll just have to have a sick day.
I'm very sweaty.
Was that before or after you came into the booth? You're just generally sweaty?
Well.
Is it because you've got Millie's cough?
No, I think it's just
Being
temperatures rising by my company, you know.
Right.
So,
Ooh, save that for the post-show party. Right. Later I'll be asking you for your weirdest ever thoughts, so rack your brains and make sure you something to odd out your rival. Now this particular episode is about the 3 years characterised by stress, little sleep, no money, constant pressure and sporadic bouts of boozing that cause you to black out. Can you remember any of it?
yeah.
I think so.
Con?
I can remember most of it, I think, apart from a couple of dreaded nights which are in the vault, which I'll never open. So
Right.
Don't tap
Is
into
this a
those.
physical vault? You've written them down?
it's a mental vault
Right.
where only the darkest things dwell.
How do you open a mental vault?
You don't.
Imaginary key?
No, you just leave it in there and let it rot. All the bad memories.
They rot. Well, it's not air
Please
conditioned.
leave it for any.
The key rots.
No, he said there's no key. It's just the vault. The vault rots.
Okay, well the key is rotten.
No, there is no key. There is no key. There is no key to rot in this imaginary brain vault.
But there's a key to rock, isn't there?
To rock?
Listen to rock music. You know, like there's a way of doing things.
Okay.
Oh dear.
We'll start with our first round. It's the good, the bad, and the funny. In this anecdote off, 2 of you per round will relate your best, worst, and funniest times at an event or rite of passage. Every time we hear a set of stories, I will judge one as more interesting, thus winning its teller a point. This week, your tale should involve any time spent on or off campus during semester. Who wants to start with a good story?
So when we first came to 3rd year, I met Brendan Way.
Always a good story.
Yeah, and he was very eccentric theatre person. And I thought, hey, here's a guy who can act and very organised.
Is this a story?
It is a story. It's going to turn into a story, okay?
Oh,
just be
gosh.
patient.
This
Right.
is going to take you a whole year. Every detail of the year.
Because I'm really like, on the spot. So I asked to live with him because he didn't have anyone to live with, and it was really sad, and I felt sorry for him in the 3rd year.
That's a very encouraging
And
act.
then I thought, who will go together but Connor Way? Sorry.
He's not
They
married.
won't go together.
He's not married to me.
It's a secret in there. You don't
Connor
broadcast
Powell,
it.
Brendan Way, Millie, and me, because really
I don't
we
get a
wanted to
surname.
make a flat baby, and that's what this year has all
Right, so
been
Connor's been
about.
dropped from this story.
Connor,
You said who should move in? Brendan, Millie, and Indy.
No, it's
Connor's
alright. I
there
was
too.
just an
So
afterthought, wasn't
we
I?
created these.
Are you suggesting Connor
babies.
comes with me because we're married because he's got my surname?
Yeah,
Right. So that's a given. You get Brendan,
Yeah.
you get Con.
it is. But we spent many nights with dictionaries, and that's been our entertainment. Dictionaries.
What a sad life.
Is that really the best memory of uni? Dictionaries.
I met these guys, lived with them, and then we got dictionaries out.
Oh, it's brilliant.
Bloody amazing.
Oh, stuff of
No, but
dreams.
the good thing that I felt I did at university was teach. Present.
You can't talk.
No.
Can you
Teach.
teach?
If you can't talk, teach.
No, if you can't talk, you can't teach.
You can teach deaf people.
Yeah, you can teach sign language, fine. But you don't know sign language.
I do.
And if you did,
So
it
what,
wouldn't
you
be
don't
useful
know
for the
about me?
radio.
No, anyway.
Deaf people have feelings, Brendan.
I didn't say they
Right.
didn't. What are you insinuating?
I don't know.
Anyway, I
Yes.
taught Brendan to hug basically because he didn't know how to hug that well.
I'd
before.
seen people hug. I knew how
Yeah,
to
he'd
hug.
seen people hug, but he hadn't
Seen people hug on TV.
practiced it enough. And it was really rigid and a weird kind of 90-degree angle, so I had to straighten that angle.
What, so it's a
gellify his
180-degree hug? That's a straight line. Straight 90 degrees.
Maybe
You got.
one person in a hug, you know, together, bonding. And so we gave him lots of tea to loosen his limbs, and then
Tea famous for loosening limbs.
yeah,
That's how Connor moves so quickly.
and then I ordered some testosterone tablets because that was the next thing that had to get sorted out. And
What?
things that
That was for
increase
me.
libido.
I thought you were just getting free pills.
No, your
You like
birthday's coming up
gifts.
soon, and
Right.
I've decided that
You can't
there's
tell
no-
me what I'm getting for my birthday.
Well,
That ruins the
I'm
surprise.
never being any good with surprises. We're gonna get ruined anyway, so we may as well just tell you publicly now. that
Brendan,
you're gonna
we're
get
giving you libido,
libido
tablets.
tablets.
Right.
Testosterone. It has like goat weed in, doesn't it? So I think
Whatever
it'll
that
be,
is.
Yeah.
What, sheep
like
marijuana, obviously.
Probably. Or weed made from goats. Or
That is
weed
a
made
weird
for
thought.
goats.
Yeah,
Because they have a stressful life, don't they? I mean,
climbing all those mountains.
and getting eaten at the end of the day.
What? What eats goats?
My granddad does.
Your granddad does everything.
That's all he lives off. Cup of tea in the morning, leg of
Tell
goat.
them about the Himalayas.
Oh, it's a bit of a sacred story, but basically, when I was younger, my granddad trained me in the art of brew making. It was very, very stressful endeavour, but I made it by copying his skills. And what he did, he went to the top of the Himalayan mountains, coated only in banana skins and used tea bags, and he made brews for about a month. And
People are
after
going to
that-
wonder if any of you are real.
Well,
It's
it's
like
very
did-
inspirational.
Like,
Like,
This
Oh,
week,
no,
Brendan
not me.
invited characters on.
but at the
Sweaty
end,
Betty.
he realised
Sweaty
the
Betty.
brew doesn't come from you, it comes from your soul,
Mm,
and that's
deep.
how to make a proper cup of tea.
Put soul in it.
Well,
Soul.
metaphorically, or
No,
physically, or-
literally.
yeah,
Literally.
I guess so.
But what
I'm
if
not
you...
accepting any more cups of tea from you.
You're drinking his soul. And you're a vegetarian. How
Different
dare you
people.
take his soul?
Yeah.
Right. Does anyone actually have any proper stories from uni
That was
rather
a
than...
proper story.
Right, yes, you right, Indy, I accept you have a story. Go on, Millie, you got anything?
Well, this is a combined story that me and Indy shared together. So,
Yeah.
one day, I was upstairs in my room. Indy comes running upstairs to my room and says, come and see this, come and see this.
Oh, we should clarify they live together.
Wait, no,
this
that's
is...
We live together every year.
Right, so she didn't just run into the house. Right, so they live together, right.
Yeah. And she went to show me this thing and she turned on the window. Actually, this isn't what happened, is it? This is what happened.
This is what happened.
Did you come and get me?
I don't know. We'll just fictionalised little bits.
Okay.
Right.
Right, so there was
So-
this unicorn.
I remember I was sitting down on the sofa when I saw it.
Right.
That's when it happened.
So we were in our kitchen, which looked out to the conservatory, which was sort of, just a
Ooh,
glass. Sort
la-di-da.
of room. I know, right? Student house, and
Conservatory,
we've got a
student
bloody
house,
conservatory.
yeah. Or we've got a balcony,
Yeah,
which you can't step
We
on
can't
because
stand
the
on.
wood would fall and you'd fall to the ground.
but it looks pretty.
Anyway,
Yes.
conservatory.
So look, there's a sofa
French
which looks
door.
out to the conservatory through the French doors, blah blah blah. Yes, it's all very fancy. And Indy's sitting on the sofa, and she suddenly goes, "Oh, what is this?" And starts freaking out. So she shows me that there's this sort of imprint on the window. It's like a sort of powdery residue, and it's in the shape of a very sort of crooked, witchy type face, and it's
Harlequin.
like a harlequin mask. You know, it's got the
Right.
full pointed nose.
Harlequins of Winchester. The jesters are back.
And we, it's at sort of head height and everything, and we just look at it and we're like, whoa, that's pretty freaky. So we laugh
Is your
around
house
for a bit.
haunted? Did your landlord tell you that?
It wasn't in the description, but
Right,
I
yeah,
mean,
that
he did
would
tell
put-
us a lot of things about the house. So
Yeah. He might have said that and you glazed over. Ooh,
Yeah.
French windows.
yeah, I think that's what it did.
So French windows, conservatory, we've got a local
Mouldy
witch.
bathroom.
I don't
Yeah,
think he
skimmed
told
over
you that.
one.
That was horrendous. Green walls.
We're not going to go into that one.
Anyway.
Well,
That's
you
a
would have
horror
had
story.
to clean. This is a horror story. You got a witch or a joker. Just
The mould was worse.
the mould had feelings. One
Mould
day
is a
it
living thing.
walked off the wall. Anyway, so a print on the window.
Yeah, so we started laughing around, taking photos, going, "Oh, this is really freaky. This is really freaky." So we
That's
got-
my first reaction to something freaky. Let's get a picture.
Yeah, well, we did that, and then we've
Facebook,
got a
tweet it, tag it. Oh, look at this. Vampire eating my neck. Check it out.
What if you had a vampire eating your neck?
Halloween.
Oh, okay. That's weird. But yeah, we thought, oh, we got to share this with someone. So we pulled our friend around who lived next door, and we came in, asked him in to show him this imprint on the window, and he sort of
Was
reacted
he the
a bit.
local expert? I've seen many imprints in my time. This is obviously 2-inch sizes.
Yes.
Yes.
That's what she said.
Sizes of
Not with
teeth.
pleasure.
Carry on, Millie, sorry.
No, it's fine, it's fine.
Well,
Hadn't
it's-
talked for a while, so just break in with her. That's what she said, Joe.
You're coming out with your mum next.
Mum.
Whee!
Anyway.
Yes.
Your mum's not part of this story. Right, so he came round, different reaction. What was his
Yeah.
reaction?
He sort of acted a bit panicked, so he sort of said, well, actually, you know,
He
this
didn't
is a
take
bit-"
pictures.
He didn't take pictures.
Smart.
The door had been open all day, so we sort of started thinking,
Ooh,
hang
it's
on a
in the
minute, this wasn't
house.
here earlier. We hadn't seen this before. You know, it's the first sunny day of the year, so the windows are open.
And the witches are
all
out.
day. The witches are out. We were also out of the house for all ages, so it was completely unattended with the back door open.
Yeah.
I'm not going to tell people where we live because then they would have
Well, they won't want to go to a haunted witch house with mould.
scare them away. But yeah, so we started thinking, what if there's someone in the house? What if someone sort of pressed their face against the window and left this imprint? And then we became sort of convinced. We sort of kept telling each other, there could be someone in the house. There could be a burglar right in this house right now.
This is what happens when you don't have enough to do. You create fear despite all your exams and assignments coming up.
It's procrastinating. It's
Yeah,
useful
that's
procrastinating.
procrastinating.
Let's not investigate a witch instead of this homework.
Yeah. So
So,
the conservatory door was closed. We stayed in the conservatory because we decided someone was in the house, and we weren't going to go and find them because who knows how tall and strong and fanged they were, because there were fang imprints.
there were actually fang imprints.
Right.
The fairy lights?
So yeah, we were in this conservatory and we had a sort of setup. We moved the kitchen table to sort of back against the door so that nobody could get through the door.
But if they're in the house, that means they can't get out.
There was a front door,
Oh,
but
right.
it was just to stop them getting in. We were in this sort of panicked mindset
Right,
of
yeah.
there's somebody who's definitely trying to kill us right now.
Yes,
So
naturally.
panic just built, and that we
The
had these.
student loans company.
Don't get on their bad side. And we had these fairy lights strung up across the ceiling, which had these sort of plastic pointed stars on the bottom.
Right.
So we kind of took those down, and we scattered the stars.
Our friend remembered Home Alone.
Home.
Think of Home Alone and you will know what it really looked like. Stars beneath the window, just in case whoever it was jumped through the window.
And
We
they
wanted them to slip.
Yeah.
There was a window leading from the kitchen to the
Or
conservatory.
confuse them and they think the night sky has fallen.
How poetic.
And it's beautiful.
Well, creative writer.
Yeah. So we also had just objects ready just to defend ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
Like an
Case of
iron.
attack.
I think there was an iron.
There was like a heavy plug type thing,
Yeah, oh, yeah.
which we had. And we had the wire from the fairy lights just in case we needed to tie someone
Tie
up.
them up. Can you believe? On the chair. We got that far. We
Is
thought
it
of it.
going to be the butler at the end or something? Some Scooby-Doo villain?
Conservatory, French windows, butler.
It took 2 hours to get to the point where we didn't want to talk anymore. We just stood on chairs in silence, telling each other, you can't talk, they might hear us. We called the
Just
police by
whispering.
this point, haven't we?
Yes, we
I mean,
had
that's
actually
What?
called the police.
Yeah, the
police.
witches are famous for being scared of police.
Yeah.
That's their jurisdiction.
So
The supernatural.
Oh, yeah.
that took a while for
That
the
was
policeman to come in this hat, in this big hat, you know.
So did you just say there's a funny mark on my window? I'm about to be killed or something?
And the police ran straight away.
No, there's a strange imprint on the window, and we're really concerned. We haven't looked around the house, but we think there might be someone in the house, an intruder. And then the policeman came.
Yeah. Policeman came.
End of
Of
story. Mystery solved. Good end to a story.
He just got some washing up liquid and said, "No, there you
There
are."
you go, just scrub it
Problem
off, mate.
solved.
No,
That's fine.
that's not what happened.
No,
is it?
that's not what happened. So, with the policeman by our side, we went round the entire house, searching
Mhm.
every room.
Yep.
Found nothing,
We
obviously.
found it quite disturbing.
Yeah.
No, didn't we?
And then this was a detective type person, and his professional opinion was that the face on the window had been there a while, but because it was the first sunny day of the year, the sun had shone through and revealed this image, and it just been coincidence that we'd had the door open and everything.
I posted a picture of the image on Facebook.
Well, yeah, you'd
at this
done it
point.
earlier instead of doing anything
Done it
constructive.
earlier. Yeah.
Yeah, obviously, first move. So yeah, he said it was probably just some kids, typical Stanmore
Yeah.
kids, having a practical joke.
Mm-hmm.
Just got a mask and whacked it on the window.
Sure.
Of course, a few days later, the Facebook image, it turned out it was actually our housemate's face.
Don't know where the fangs came
Right.
from.
Don't know where the fangs came from, but it was pretty impressive, pretty horrific.
Yeah, she just decided to press her face up and leave
Yeah.
us in this.
Panicked state.
Yeah, half a day of absolute fear. Right.
And she didn't find it offensive. You thought it was a witch's imprint.
Oh,
No,
but
she
she's-
just cackled and went on a broomstick. Okay. Well, I think that's probably the best of the 2.5 stories if we count the tea making. You didn't say whether that happened during uni, but I'm
You
assuming.
did talk about it during uni. You reflected on it during uni.
Yeah, I had a big
Many a
epiphany
time.
about it. Like,
Right.
He
Okay.
came to his top standards of brews at one point. It lasted a week during uni, and then since then it's been like Skyfall.
I need to get back into
It's been like
training.
Skyfall. What? James
Anti-climax.
Bond goes back to his house and
Yeah, it has. I didn't like.
it's just since I met
I
you.
don't know.
You
what?
just
Your brews
brought
have
my
been
skills
affected
down.
by it.
Yeah,
I
they have.
didn't believe James Bond was a real person, and when I saw Con's brews,
You knew it for sure.
I knew he wasn't a real person anymore. He'd lost his soul. Put too much of it into the brew.
Yeah. well,
Right. Anyway, yeah, I think I'll give the point to Millie.
Hey, with Indy's contribution.
So that means I've got to stay in here, sweaty. I'm going to get sweatier.
There's
There's a lot more sweat to come.
there's
I mean, there's a bottle of water. I could get sweatier.
Good. Right. The next next bunch of stories have to be bad times. Stuff that's funny in retrospect, but the time was very awkward and embarrassing. Anything?
One
Embarrassing.
sticks out for me.
Yeah.
A heartbreaking, heart-wrenching, destroying memory.
Yeah.
When someone called me a twat once, and I wasn't expecting it. Came out of the blue,
That's awful.
just like that. Hit me in the face. I mean, metaphorically,
A twat hit you in the face.
The word just rebounded off my soul, and I was just shattered.
You don't have much of your soul left. You put it in your tea.
Well, what was left was broken, and that's probably why my brew skills have gone down. Actually,
I'm sure.
well, do you know who the person was?
No.
It was Millie.
Dun dun dun! Another twist.
I was too upset about the quality of my tea that day.
Well, I'm sorry, Millie, but I'm gonna have to leave in a minute.
No, I'm sorry, Connor. Let me take this
There you go.
opportunity to apologise yet again.
Well, I'll never forget it. It's engraved deep into my being. So
Oh.
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
that was the worst memory in my entire life, actually.
Wow.
The worst memory of mine comes to mind is the
Yeah.
time when the first day I tried a cigarette.
What?
And it wasn't any cigarette.
It was a Marks and
It was
Spencer
an
cigarette.
E-light cigarette. You know? Never tried a cigarette in my
An
life.
electronic cigarette.
Yeah, things that get you off cigarettes. And then I was hooked. And now I'm hooked.
On
Onto-
real
Onto
cigarettes.
E-lights, cherry flavoured. Because I like the sensation of thinking that, yes, I've achieved it. I have achieved becoming a dragon. Be a
You think-
dragon.
Cigarettes make you
That's
think you're a
actually good.
dragon.
Yeah, I mean,
They blow fire, not smoke.
I don't like fantasy stories, but I like the idea
Of being a
dragon.
dragon. Everyone loves
No,
the
who
idea of
doesn't?
being a dragon.
Life
I'm not quite sure.
fulfilled. And next week, I'm going to be blowing fire down this mic.
To achieve what? Just why?
There'd be no recording then, though. It wouldn't-
Just burn the place down to escape.
Just be like.
That would be the end of the show.
That would
forever.
be. That would be quite an
Good.
exit. Just
Exactly.
Hmm.
End it with a
This
bang.
would be
end
my
it with
tomb. The
fire.
booth would be my tomb. Never get to leave ever again because she burns it down.
that'd be quite fitting.
Yeah.
It'll be like the vault that was
Think
locked away.
Yeah.
Like, it'll be locked away. You'll be in that vault.
This is sort of like a vault. I can't get out.
Yeah.
Right, Millie, you got a story? You don't have to.
Maybe all the memories have been good.
Maybe like
That'd be encouraging.
how dirty
Hope
our
so.
house has been every
It's
single
not really
day.
a memory.
It is a memory.
It's one that's still ongoing.
The snow-covered windows. We still have snow on our windows.
We are gonna have major
Yeah,
bad luck
fake
next year.
snow. Fake
It's
snow.
not fake. Don't tell me it's fake.
It came from a can.
Yeah, well,
We've just
Dr.
never
Pepper
washed.
comes from a can. That doesn't make it fake.
Well, he's not a real doctor.
Your mum comes from a fan. I mean, a fan.
Oh,
Pretty chopped up if she came from a fan.
My face.
Oh gosh. Go with the dragon theme.
Not fire yet, thank
Spit,
goodness.
sweat, and the cold. This is a great booth. It's best you burn it down. Just take all the diseases out. End it with our
The Black
line.
Plague, wasn't it? London, the fire, London fire.
The Great Fire of London.
Great Fire of London. There we
It
go.
was great. Really great. Fire. Loved it.
It's just a big bonfire, really, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Just get a sausage out and roast it. Stop
Well, it
complaining.
started in a bakery, so bread was pretty burnt.
Well, they should have just got on with it and just got a marshmallow out. Not just be like, oh, put it out. Yeah, just have fun with it. You know, that's life, isn't it? You got to deal with these things.
Being called a twat, a great fire of London.
Yeah.
Just got to deal with it. Roll with it, people.
Like, we play a game, don't we? Spot the twat in the cathedral ground. People are art, so you're not insulting them.
People
They
are
can't-
art.
They are. Like, you can just say, oh, you know, that looks a bit bad, doesn't it? That piece
You
of
suggesting
art.
we put
So-
people in the Tate Modern?
No, it's just we're living art. You know, you can look around and be
living
like, oh,
art.
well, that wasn't very well designed, was it? You know. So
Humans are quite well designed. We
I
can
think
grip
so.
things with our
But
hands.
there's some
We balance with our
mismatches.
feet.
It's mostly clothes mismatches. But anyway, this is going on a tangent. Let's
Yeah, this sounds more like the weird thought for later. Right.
They're all weird thoughts. Right.
Yeah. Okay, at the end of the round, I like the idea that everyone wants to be a dragon, so Indy gets the point.
Yay!
You're halfway there. Next week, you will be able to burn this down. Right, okay, last stories should be funny stories. Anyone got funny uni stories?
I feel like my first story could fit into all three categories.
Yep, better than the funny. You win all. You win
Yeah.
all of this round.
Pretty good.
I've got a short story.
Yep, sure.
So I was on my way to university because I had a lesson. I hadn't eaten that day, so I was like, nah, I'm not going to go to class like without any food. So I went into co-op, and I was like, I've just started to like sushi. So I looked around the corner. I was like, £1, that's pretty good. And then there was a granny
Well, there was
there.
a pound on the floor.
No, £1 sushi.
Oh,
So then there was
a pound is not that much sushi.
no, pun,
Yep.
dully, pun,
Welcome
pun,
to the
pun,
booth.
pun, dully,
Home
right.
of pedantry and puns.
Yes. So then there was this granny with a shopping trolley, and she was in the way of the sushi. And I said, you know, I do that thing where I step forward and I'm like, oh, I should be polite. So then I said, no, after you, it's fine. And then she moved out the way for me, and she said, nah, it's fine, love. Your life is shorter than mine. And I was like, oh, okay, thanks. That's very kind of you. So I picked up the sushi, bought the sushi, walked out the shop, and then I looked around me, and I was like, hold on. My life is shorter than yours. You're like 73. Like, I hope that I've got a lot more life. So then I was like walking to uni, and I slowed down a bit. And whenever I crossed the road, I was like, what lorry is going to hit me next? I was just expecting
Next,
to
what, you've
die.
already been hit?
I got hit by a bus this university semester. I was standing on the edge of the pavement in my own daydream. And then suddenly, I get this beating against my chest, and my hands are flapping against the window of a bus as it goes
Right,
along.
that's probably why the old woman said your time is shorter.
That
You're
was
very
not
on the way to
clumsy.
the co-op.
It wasn't on the same day, but that was an experience. And I just
She's
saw
probably
shocked
right,
face
though.
after shocked face.
If
after
you hit a
shocked face.
bus,
Yeah.
you probably are going to get hit at some point.
It was really embarrassing though. What I did as soon as the bus went past, instead of being like, oh, I'm in pain and all that kind of thing, I just stepped away, pulled up my hood, and went in the opposite direction.
Bravo, bravo. Ignore it. Maintain your dignity. Very classy.
The end.
Nice.
Anyone else? Any funny stories?
Well, there's one time, I guess, which me and Ben used to do it quite often. We'd get like a pan out in the first year and put it on the stove, and then get, like, it was at the end of the year, so we'd get all the things that were going to go off, which we didn't have time to eat because we were about to go home, put them in the pan or like pot or whatever, you know, and then heat it up, and then it would turn into like this putrid, horrible mash of everything, like, I don't know, just a bubbling concoction of horrid stuff.
Like
and-
a hot pot.
yeah, kind
stew.
of, but it was really unedible. But then one time it got so smelly and so horrible and boiling that we had to chuck it away. So we went outside and we just chucked it on the street.
Oh,
And then later on-
it's not
later on-
Tudor times, put it in the bin.
No, we couldn't waste it because then people would think it's sick. So we were like, let's do it. So yeah, and then there was a crowd later going, look, sick. And me and Ben laughed.
Right.
Okay.
Okay.
And there's obviously just quacking, which...
What?
Just late at night on Friday and Saturday nights going outside the house. And then as drunk people walk home, just quack. I'll do a quack because, you know...
Just in case people can't imagine it. Oh, sorry, I spoke over that. Do it again.
Yeah, doing that, but a lot louder.
I've got a good sound. The
Go on.
chicken sound. We got a
No,
farmyard.
I'm
Gonna
gonna
do
do
the chicken
chicken
sound. It's something that I haven't found anyone can copy. So
Alright, okay, do that.
okay, it's quite loud. It's gonna damage the
Oh,
speaker,
God.
isn't it?
My eardrum just burst.
Wow. Okay. Millie, can you do an animal sound?
I cannot. Not in the same
you
level
do,
as
like-
these two.
Can you be the farmer? Can you do
Can
like
be the
a
farmer.
yeah? Can you do like a
No, I'm a
farmer
vegetarian. I
bumbly?
can't be the farmer.
You have a
Pig.
vegetarian farm, just all crops.
Be a pig.
Be a pig. I can't be a pig.
I can't.
What do you insinuate?
A
A
rabbit.
mule.
She's a rabbit, and rabbits
Rabbit.
don't make
I'm
noises.
doing my rabbit noise. There we
so-
go.
That was it.
What's your noise? Alright, so we... Okay.
Dying whale.
That's good.
Yeah, on the farm there was a dying whale. Here. It's like Chewbacca.
Chewbacca.
You know we're intelligent uni students when it just evolves to us making noises.
Okay, so Millie, so you have a story.
Well, there was a time in first year when we were living in halls. Yeah, so we were having a water fight in halls. I mean, it had started off as this lovely Christmas dinner. We'd all dressed up nicely.
Were you serving water balloons?
We'll get there.
Right. Second
Patience,
course.
my friend. No, we'd had this lovely meal. We'd all got dressed up, done the house up, had pretty fairy lights everywhere. It was all lovely. And it comes to the washing up time, and it somehow devolved into squirty cream being squirted and water flicked at each other, and then it just evolved to the point of everybody just manically splitting into groups. I think it was boys versus girls. And we had, 3 of the rooms. We had the kitchen, we had the long hallway, and then our 2 bedrooms at the end. So cups full of mugs full of water and like pans full of water and everything, and we were like running around the flat like strategically, like, right, okay, so we're gonna hide behind this bedroom door and they're gonna come charging out.
Oh boy.
So I think
It's a much more active approach to people than the time you were attacked by a witch in your house.
there were real people involved in this one.
Yeah.
So yeah, we were all just sort of on edge, and it was all great fun and everything. The hall was completely ruined. I mean, half the wall was completely a different colour by the end of our year at uni, just because it was so soaked in water, and we'd had to scrub
Mould.
it all the same colour with water because it was too obvious there were water marks everywhere.
Oh no.
I think the highlight, it all accumulated in this great incident of an ambush which went wrong, in that somebody sort of threw a mug at somebody. Something's like a pan smashed or something that had been full of water. And
What? How do you smash a pan?
because it wasn't like the mug had been thrown, it's like the two had clashed
Oh,
together,
okay.
and it kind of chipped, and somebody ended up bleeding profusely over the kitchen sink.
Merry Christmas!
Yes!
All of his blood was drained, and he was just all
He
white.
died.
Pig.
Right. Okay.
We sucked it out and made a black pudding from it, but Millie wouldn't eat it because he's vegetarian.
Merry
Right.
Christmas.
He ate breakfast.
Right. So being hit by a bus, faking sick, and bleeding profusely from a water fight.
All funny.
Yeah. Hilarious. Death is always funny. Sick is always funny, and mortal injuries are always funny. Okay, for the bloody water fight, Millie gets it.
Hey!
All right, let's go to the faculty office now to check on the marks from our latest assignments.
We
Oh.
there.
Oh dear. Well, my parents are going to be disappointed. Right, let's move on to a few weird thoughts. Give each of your oddest ponderings in turn, and we'll see if we can see some sense in them. Whoever ends up sounding the least rational wins the round. Anyone got a weird thought?
Okay, well, if you got an old man
Yes.
and skinned him,
Right.
then if he got the skin, would it be like 3 foot taller? Because they're all wrinkly, aren't they? So their skin is actually too big for their insides. Do you reckon?
I think you should get skin donors, really. I mean, like, in a way they have extra skin, so you should just snip it off and then give it to
Yeah, oh, that would work, wouldn't it? I
It'd
mean,
be quite good for little
just
children.
staple it on a kid or something, and
Skin parts. Skin grafts.
yeah.
Anyone else got a second thought? Or a first thought? I mean, it'll be a second thought in this
Can
round,
I
but...
just say, like, a fact that's quite interesting? I don't quite understand it. I mean...
Well, we'll help you with it.
Okay,
What is the
right.
fact?
So, you know, I can't say the word. Moths.
Yes? Yes,
It's
okay.
there.
Entire thought.
They fly beneath the height of the moon, and
What?
they
Do
use-
they?
Yeah.
How do they
On the
survive?
On the horizon, they try and line up their pathway with the light of the moon, so that's why they fly in a straight line. But when you have an artificial light, for some reason, missing facts here, it like really confuses them, and so they try and line back up and fly in a straight line, and doing that they just circle round and round and round and round, and then go towards the light, and they keep on trying to correct themselves over and over.
They're permanently confused.
It's really sad.
Okay.
I think all the birds are gonna die too.
What?
From, the lamps, like we were talking about, this is a big concern of me in uni. At uni, birds tweet.
Birds
Too
use
early.
Twitter.
No, they tweet too early in the morning. Yeah.
They
do.
get on Twitter.
They get on Twitter.
Say what they
too
had for
early,
breakfast.
and then
The
they
early
stay-
bird
they
caught the
stay
worm,
all
they put it on
night
Twitter.
tweeting all night. They're a bit addicted to it because the lamps are the wrong colour and it disturbs them, so then they have to tweet about it.
In other words,
'Cause they think it's daytime.
yes. In other words, birds are being kept up because there's artificial light.
Yes.
Right.
They're being kept up, and they can't get to sleep, so then they tweet about it.
Right.
That's my weird thoughts. 2 weird thoughts.
Those are some depressing thoughts. Cons was
They're still weird.
yes. Cons was weird and disgusting. Millie, you got a thought?
Have you got a prompt for me?
Balloons.
Balloons.
Celebrations.
Wow.
Pressure.
Abstract. You could talk about chocolate here. Everyone likes celebrations, don't they?
That's not a weird thought. It's a fact.
And no one likes bounties.
You want her thought to be no one likes bounties.
That's so weird.
There must be some freak who does.
What about chicken pox scars? Like, only some people get those, and you select through.
Yeah, I've got some on my ears that form the shape of a smiley face.
That's nice.
I like to think mine are a bolt of lightning. They're getting there.
Always about Harry
On my
Potter.
I didn't have any
just
because I wasn't a
specify.
chicken.
What?
Eh.
Sorry, what? I missed that. What'd you say?
She didn't have any chicken pox scars because she's a chicken.
I wasn't a chicken.
Oh, you.
You guys
Sorry.
chickened out. No,
Okay.
it's just
Too
stop.
much chicken. I don't like this.
If a chicken got chicken pox, would it just be pox then?
Yes.
Poxy.
Yes, it would be poxy. It'd be a poxy chick. Animals? You wanted a thought on animals?
Don't know. I can't think of anything.
You could talk about the roots of your hair that confuse you.
It's not really a weird thought. It's just a
The
fact.
roots of your hair confuse you. What is this thing?
What about the thing we told Brendan that he believed? It was a weird thought, wasn't it?
What, that women
Yeah.
comfort each other by stroking each other's breasts.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the weird thought.
Which is truth. It's not really a weird thought.
What? You told me it was a lie. What?
No,
Oh.
it's true,
Confused.
isn't it?
Yeah,
Everyone
yeah.
knows. Everyone who's listening.
You
You
just
all
seem
know.
troubled by the idea, so we told you it was a lie.
What? No, I was comforted by the idea. I wanted
You-
to see it.
oh.
You refused to give me a
Wanted to see it.
demonstration.
Ooh. It's gonna be frisky, isn't it?
I didn't say I was
Put
doing
your
the
clothes
comforting.
back on, Brendan.
Yeah, he's already naked.
Well, we're all naked, aren't we? Yeah.
Oh, I didn't notice.
Squished together.
Hey, it's getting hot in here.
That's why you're sweaty. To make you feel okay with taking your clothes off because you're sweaty, we all did. Right. So the boob thing is made up, just to
No,
clarify.
It's not made up.
Right.
It's real.
Right.
You just have to be really close friends.
And both women.
And both women.
Right. Okay.
Should we tell them what guys do then? You know, to comfort each other.
What, stroke each other's knobs?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's lovely.
I'm sorry I started this now.
It's nice. It's comforting.
As soon as you bring knobs into the room, I mean, we've got enough drawn in our lounge.
There's enough
Makes it
knobs
feel
in our
like
house.
home in here, doesn't it?
Yeah, you have been drawing knobs on the walls in this booth. It's a good thing it's getting burnt down in case my nan ever visits. Right, for his weird man thought, Con gets one! Wait, is that a fast burst of flames? That can only mean one thing. It's the quick fire round. In this final game, I'll ask you a series of questions whose answers relate to our theme. You not only have to get them right, but get in first. To help you to that end, you all have verbal buzzers. As this edition is all about university, Millie, you shout fresher. Connor, dirtier. And Indy, nothing for me, thanks.
Can't I make my chicken noise?
No, you don't break the mic.
Dirtier?
Yes. Question 1. After 3 years of uni, what temperature will you get?
Hot.
That's not even a temperature. Oh
Temperature.
dear.
How do you measure temperature?
A thermometer?
No, what?
Fahrenheit.
Close.
Celsius.
Celsius.
If you have a single Celsius, you have what?
Celsius.
No.
0 degrees Celsius.
Close.
14.
1 degree Celsius.
You get 1 degree.
Yeah,
You go to the
boy.
uni, you get 1 degree. Con gets a point.
Oh.
That's
this
how.
is-
It's
oh, I didn't-
puns. It's all
oh,
puns.
Oh.
Right. Question 2. If you win in the essays race, what will you get?
Let's
Oh,
see.
fresh air first.
Yes.
Yay.
Oh dear.
Which type of degree can you fly with?
Aeroplane.
Close. Close.
Helicopter.
Close. No, it's a type of airline.
Emirates.
Close.
What's the question again?
Which type of degree can you fly with?
Flyby.
No. Just list them.
British Airways.
Which abbreviates to?
BA.
Yes.
Oh wow.
That's mind blowing, man. Wow. Yeah. Number 4. Which postgraduate degree sounds like crystal clear urine?
CU.
What?
What does that even mean?
That's not a degree. That's the Christian Union.
You said crystal clear. I
Urine.
was just going
Which
C.
postgraduate degree sounds like crystal clear urine? Just think of the different types of
We.
postgraduate degrees.
Hello.
Oh, this is really like
Oh.
2.
Yeah.
I feel like you say. What did you say? Crystal.
Clear urine.
I think of Superman. when I
What?
think-
Is that one of his powers? Jumps tall buildings, flies, and he's got crystal clear urine.
Something to do with
Can you drink some
Cooking.
water?
Right, a
Superman?
doctorate. What is a doctorate called?
masters.
No, the other one. Yes. That's what sounds. Yeah, it starts with a P. Come on.
Professor.
Postman. Brad.
No.
Penis.
No. The first word is P.
P.
First word is me.
Yeah, in this pun.
Ha.
What type of degree starts with P?
Postgraduate.
No. Right, time up. It was PhD.
Oh.
Crystal clear, you're in HD. P. Right.
Oh wow.
Right, okay. Number 5. Final question. Hopefully it'll be done in 5 minutes. What grade classification is worn by ballet dancers? It's not pink. What grade is worn by ballet dancers? Yes!
Oh damn it! I was about to say it.
Okay, at the end of all that, we have a winner, but first a chance to plug. Panelists, is there anything you want the internet to know about?
The world is ending tomorrow night.
What?
Really emotional.
If you say so.
No, that's not what I want to share. I want to share the fact that do not try to make caramel popcorn using sugar and butter and then pouring it over the caramel pop seeds and then microwaving it, because it results in a lot of burning. And if anyone wants to, message in and tell me exactly how you can do it efficiently without burning the popcorn, then please do.
Fair enough. Millie, Con, anything you want to share? Or
I'll give a heads up to my cat because he's been through a lot of rough stuff recently. I mean, he was in a worse shape last year, coming home every night, drunk, telling me to, F off and all that. But he's shaped up. He's got himself a girlfriend and
Good
he's
for
back
you.
on track, so yeah,
good for him.
good one.
Millie? Any pets you want to say hi to? No? Okay.
I wish.
The final scores. Indy had 1 point. Connor had 3. But this week's winner is Millie with 4. Congratulations to all of you. You all get to graduate and leave the booth. As for me, I'll be here studying for an MA in astrophysics, so like He-Man, I can have a Masters of the Universe.
And then Superman can be there too.
With his crystal clear urine. Till next time, I'd like to thank Millie Cross,
Hey.
Connor Powell,
Yeah.
India Roberts,
Yeah.
the MMC, and you for listening. I've been Brendan Way. This has been The Booth. It's being burnt down next week.
The
Goodbye!
Way to go.
Hey.